I'm Rhonda, Director of Groundwork Arts. Today we're going to make kinetic sculptures with rocks, sticks, wire, and foil. Kinetic means something that moves, like a sculpture that sways in the wind, or a pendulum that moves like a swing, or maybe an arm like a teeter-totter, or one that spins. This project was inspired by artist Steve Rieman, who created large-scale sculptures out of steel and natural materials. He was deeply inspired by the desert landscape he lived in. He combined nature, art, and engineering to create giant sculptures that moved gracefully with the wind.
Here's what you'll need: a small rock or a stick, 18-gauge floral wire, some foil. Optional are styrofoam spheres and a canary cardboard cutter.
The first and most important part of your sculpture is to choose a base. It is what creates your foundation that's strong. You can choose to use a rock or a stick. The next step is to make a post. So you want to put the wire under the stick, leave a tail, and wrap tightly around the stick, leaving enough to make it go straight up, and take the other piece and wrap it. And you can tuck the tail under. Wrapping rocks is a little trickier. And do the same thing and leave a tail. I'm going to test it out a little bit. Leave enough. You want to press against the rock and then twist tightly. And then take the tail and wrap it around another part. It's super important that these are stable, so you want to give it a test. I noticed with the rock that it was a little bit wiggly. If that's the case, you can reinforce it with foil by tearing off a piece. And this will help stabilize. Sculptures are three-dimensional, seen from all sides. To add some dimension, we can take the foil, tear a small strip, and wrap the wire. Best way to do that is like a taco. And then you just pinch to make what looks like a metal rod. You can also use foil to make unique elements. If you want to add volume to your sculpture, you could use a styrofoam sphere or another object and wrap it in foil. And then you can thread it. To add an extra element, I'm going to cut the styrofoam ball with this canary cardboard cutter and wrap it in foil. And then thread it. Your sculpture moves like this, but if you want to add a movable part, you can take the wire and match it up. If you keep going and close the loop about that small and thread it onto the post, you have a teeter-totter or a spinny thing. This half sphere provided a fulcrum point for this lever, which is important to make it move. If you want to add other dimension or shapes, you can bend the wire. Remember to leave a little tail and twist and make a loop. Let's see what happens when we put it back on. A little imbalanced. So now I'm going to counter the balance by putting a sphere. This side's too heavy. I'm going to pull off the lever and I'm going to start wrapping the loop. And now I'm going to wrap the wire lever. It's important that the foil doesn't go all the way up to the loop so it can still move. Now I'm going to wrap the other side. Now I'm going to wrap the wire, make sure you don't close in on the loop. I decided I want to add another extra natural element. And the great thing about foil is that you can use it to adhere to the sculpture. I want to add this piece on, so I'm going to wrap it in foil. And I think I want to stick it right there. So I decided that that's a little too vertical, so I want to add a foil piece. And I feel like this is too straight, so I want to bend the wire. So the last part of this sculpture is the wind test. Yay! Now it's your turn to be an artist and an engineer. Remember, while there's a few tricks, there's no one right way to do this project. Have fun playing with your materials and experimenting with balance and movement and exploring how to bring your sculpture to life.